Hello, I'm Paul Johnston, the British Ambassador to Ireland, here today to talk to you about COP26. As you know, the summit came to a close in Glasgow on Saturday night. The UK, as conference president, had asked the world's nations to come together in Scotland for the sake of our planet. Now, we share the mixed feelings of many as we look at the outcome. Of course, we'd have liked to have achieved even more. And of course, there's going to be a huge amount to do in the coming years. And it's critical in that the pledges made in Glasgow are implemented if we're to have any hope of keeping the goal of 1.5 alive. But it is important to acknowledge that the Glasgow Climate Pact is a very big step forward. Critically, we have the first ever international agreement to phase down coal, even if we couldn't secure the consensus that the UK and Ireland both wanted to phase it out altogether. And we have an agreement which does keep 1.5 degrees within reach. The world has woken up to the challenge of climate change in the last few years. That's undeniable. When the UK took on the COP26 mantle in partnership with Italy almost 2 years ago, only 30% of the world's population was covered by governments who'd set net zero targets. That figure is now around 90%. The final Glasgow Agreement also comes on the back of a series of pledges and announcements made during the conference. As you may recall, we focused as presidency on coal, cars, cash and trees. On coal, 65 countries have now committed to phasing out the use of coal power. There's more work to be done to ensure all major emitters sign up to this goal, and we're going to continue to devote a lot of energy, no pun intended, towards that. On cars, over 30 countries, including some of the world's largest car makers, have committed to work together to make sure that all new car sales are for zero-emission vehicles, globally by 2040 and by 2035 in developed country markets. On cash, new pledges at Glasgow bring us closer to meeting the $100 billion annual climate finance target as soon as next year, and they'll help us ensure we exceed that after that, as well as mobilising billions more in private finance and green investment. And on trees, more than 130 leaders representing over 90% of the world's forests have pledged to end deforestation by 2030, backed by almost £14 billion of public and private funding. Ireland's support for these ambitious actions, in particular the Irish announcements to increase climate and adaptation finance, were crucial and hugely welcome. We must keep working ahead of COP27 to sustain global efforts to keep 1.5 degrees alive. There's much for the UK and Ireland to do together. Let Glasgow be the start of a great new chapter in our climate cooperation.